Hi, it's Liz Yuille from Old Staples Crafts. I don't normally do an intro to my Facebook Live replay on YouTube, but shall we just say that Facebook Live was an interesting thing this morning, or on Tuesday, as you'll be watching this on Thursday, hopefully. So we had a few technical issues, so I've ended up having to splice together a live that I recorded on my phone and a live that I recorded on a webcam. So they're not going to do that very well. It's going to be a bit off, so don't be surprised. Just to remind you that if you share this video from YouTube, you are entered into the prize draw, which I will draw in 2 weeks' time. And this time's prize is a roll of the Poppy Parade textured ribbon. So thank you very much. As I say, this is a recording of the Facebook Live from Tuesday the 30th of June. So this isn't a live on YouTube, this is a recording. And it's an interesting juddery splice, but hopefully that will mean you'll understand some of the comments that are going on the live. Thank you very much and enjoy the video. Hello! I think I'm incredibly prompt today, as in it's about 11 o'clock. I'm just trying to clean a block while I'm waiting. So fingers crossed we make it in one go. Last couple of weeks we've dropped out partway through the intro, so I'm just going to go and check on my laptop. So I am still here. It's just I'm over here, not over there. Oh, there's a live video. That's always useful. Hurrah, hurrah. At least I say there's a live video. Ah, there we are. There we are. Okay, so I've turned the volume off. 4 people already. Who have we got? Hi, Jackie. Sorry, I swiped my phone and it's on a gooseneck thingy, so it bounces. So I'm still cleaning my block. Do let me know when you've joined. Hi, Jan. And if you're here for the first time, I'm watching your top tip. Are you indeed? So, what do you think? Do you know, I can't even remember what it was. What was my top tip? This is madness. What was my top tip? Morning, Margaret. A mucky morning waiting for Mr. Brown. Yes, absolutely. What was my top tip? Hi, Renee. It was only yesterday. What? Oh well, hey ho, it'll come back to me. What was my top tip? Someone tell me what my top tip was this morning, because I've forgotten. And I seriously only recorded it yesterday. Dear. All things fabulous. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Yes. It was the hi Nora, it was the 3-step stamping. Thank you. That's why I couldn't remember, because it was sort of an odd tip. I mean, it wasn't, but I don't often make a card. Watching all sorts of people. So it's welcome to what feels like spring. Thank you, Jeanette. Yes, it's all come back to me now that I know it's all things fabulous. Can actually watch you live as hubby's not working from home today. Yay! Well, I don't know whether it's good that hubby's not working from home, but anyway, my block's almost clean now. It's the wonders of a microfiber cloth. Are really cheap. I think I got 3 for £1 or something. Anyway, so it's I don't know, April, March here at the moment. Jan, who is one of my team, lives about, I don't know, 20 minutes drive away, but the other side of, to call it a hill, I mean, it is a hill. It's not flat, so it's a hill. We can actually have completely different weather. We went over, my husband and I went over to, morning Jacqueline. I'm hazy. Don't know why I'm hazy. I'm going to have to check. No, I look all right over on my laptop, so I can only imagine that it's not my end. Anyway, so yes, we went over, my husband and I, to see some friends who live in the same village as Jan, and this was on Sunday, and originally the weather forecast for Sunday had been quite good, as in, you know, not actually wet. Yeah, no, it rained on Sunday quite a lot. It was definitely April showers on Sunday. That's a better looking block. Good, glad it's sorted now. But yes, we were Facebooking each other. Hi, Carol. Hi, Baz. We were Facebook messaging each other. Is it too wet? Because we were going to meet in the garden for a drink, because, you know, we are still doing the whole social distancing thing. And it's bucketing with rain here, says my friend, and I'm going, no, it's sunny here, and we're literally only about 20 minutes drive away. So yes. And 20 minutes drive does not equate to actually how far it is, because we have to do about 2.5 sides of a square to get from one to t'other, because they're the other side of the river. That's a better block. I don't even know if I'm using that block today, but anyway, I was kind of doing it while I was getting sorted out this morning. I have actually planned. I've got things planned this morning, so things are bound to go wrong. I always think it's probably better when I don't have things planned, because then I just make it up as it goes along, and that kind of works for me. Just having a quick little sort out of what is becoming a messy desk again. Need to have a tidy. We've got a huge team event this weekend. This is run by the lady who is my... Oh, it's awful with you, is it, Jan? Okay. See, I mean, it's just grey here. But yes, so my team leader, we always have in normal times, we always have a huge team event, weekend event in Birmingham. Normally it's kind of early mid-June, so the new catalogues come out, we get to play with new stuff, but obviously we've had to think again for this, so we're having it on Facebook, and I'm very good. I've got my parcel, because she's, best bless her, she's sent out all of the make and take stuff, and it arrived last week, and I haven't opened it. It's still over by my door waving at me, but we've got that this weekend, so I have got to clear my desk so that I can just do that. It's going to be awesome, but don't expect me to be anywhere near social media over the weekend, or even on email, because it's 2 very full days. I think we start at 9:30 or 10 o'clock on Saturday and finish at 9 in the evening or night, and then on Sunday much the same start time, and we finish at 4:30. So it's going to be a great day, and I've got to get ahead so that I am ready for it. But yes, I can't wait. And then of course I've got my virtual launch going live on the 11th of July. I've nearly finished designing the make and takes for that, so those will be going out very soon. I think we've got about 10 or a dozen people taking part in that, so that's lovely. And that's now closed. So yes, lots and lots going on. Okay, so fingers crossed we are stable. I'm not going to tempt Providence and say what I was going to say, but fingers crossed we are stable. So I will flip the camera around. Don't need that stamp set. I was going to do something with the textured essentials and I haven't. And I don't need that either. So let's clear some of the decks. And tomorrow, I must say this before, oh, and I've got to do my housekeeping. Tomorrow, demonstrators get to pre-order from the new catalogue. And I don't mean the new annual catalogue, I mean the new, what we're calling August-December catalogue, what we used to call the autumn-winter catalogue. So, yes. Can't wait. Right, housekeeping. Right, this is a Facebook Live. It's, if you're watching it live, there is a live button in the top left-hand corner. If there is no live button in the top left-hand corner, you are watching, so I've just seen Jan's reaction to the pre-order. If you can't see live at the top left-hand corner and you're on Facebook, it means this is not live, you are watching the replay, which will be there forever. If you're on YouTube, it's a replay because this is a Facebook Live. It's Tuesday the 30th of June. I don't know why I'm having to look, because it's the last day for the kicking off the new annual kick-off special for stamping rewards. So if you place an order of £200 or more, you get an extra £20 in stamping rewards. And it's also the last day for the free bundle when you join my team. So as well as the usual deal, £130 worth of products for £99 with free postage. Or if you're in Europe, €129 is what you pay with free postage for €175 of product, but you get a free bundle on top of that. And my post later today, yes, because I've got the spot post later today, uses the most expensive set. Also, I get off Gale. Don't understand, Jan, what also I get of Gale means. Claire's here. Hello, Claire. Haven't seen you for ages. Yeah, Jan, you've confused me. What does also I get off Gale mean? Bizarre. Right, I'm going to... Which order am I going to do these in? I think I'm going to do them in... Ooh, I'm going to change the order I was going to do them in. So I'm going to flip the camera, so you're going to see the ceiling, and then you'll see my grid paper, which was clean yesterday and now isn't. So excuse me, I'll do this as smoothly as I can. Where's the camera flip? There it is. Whoops, no, don't want that. No, don't want that. I want that. Yay! Okay, so let's just adjust that a tiny weeny bit. Excellent. So I can just about still see your comments, but only if I stand on tiptoe. So don't expect much of a reaction. But Jan, I would be fascinated to know what also I get of Gale means. Anywho, so my first card today, and I no longer confined to... Oh, you get out of jail. Okay. You get a get out of jail free card. Okay, that's fine. I understand now. So my first card is going to be using the Ridiculously Awesome stamp set. This is one that I was planning to use on the virtual launch, but I'm not sure I will be now because I'm not sure how many people have got it. I'm just trying to find it in the catalogue because it's $1 million earner. Ridiculously Awesome is on page 90, and I think I know who it was, who designed it, but I just want to check. Yes, I was right. So Ridiculously Awesome, it's on page 90 of the new annual catalogue. And it's just, I love the big bold font. I think it's just awesome. I know, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. That was pathetic. Anyway, I'm pairing it with the Flowers for Every Season, yes, designer series paper. And this is what I have come up with. I'm changing it a wee bit for the one we're going to make now. But this is the card. It's blank on the inside at the moment because I don't always stamp stuff on the inside because I don't know who I'm going to send this to and for what occasion. So sometimes I do leave them blank. Anywho, so I have already cut my designer series paper and I've already fussy cut this because I've got some fussy cutting to do anyway, and I decided that too much fussy cutting in one go was too much. But this was about here on the paper, so I've literally done this out of one piece of designer series paper, and you do end up with this funny sort of strip, so it was nice that I could use that for that. So let me pop those out of the way. I'm changing the colour of cardstock, so I'm using Misty Moonlight, because the colours in the new paper, in the paper, are all of the new ink colours. So Magenta Madness, Misty Moonlight, Cinnamon Sage, Bumblebee and Just Jade, plus, and this still gets me, Poppy Parade. Magenta Madness and Poppy Parade. Seriously? It's quite bright. Right, I'm going to say this again. We don't have this bag anymore. You can make your own out of corn flour and, I don't know, muslin, a few layers of muslin, that sort of thing. It's just to make sure there are no sticky marks. This is the mat that What a nightmare! And I've just realised that because of this, let me see if I can tip it better. Sorry about this. This will disappear. I'm going to wait until I can see some people. I mean, as in, I'm going to wait until I can see some people. Bum, bum, bum. Hopefully there will be some people there, but who knows. I'm going to check on my phone because I'm now not on my phone. I've got people messaging me. Hi Renee. I've got people messaging me as if I can do anything about this. Hi Jackie. Right, let's go into Facebook and see just how... Hi Margaret. Yeah, I'm on my webcam, which is not going to be ideal, but hopefully it will at least work and be constant. I'm just trying to find what I need on my phone. More. Hi Jeanette. What a nightmare. I'm tempted to start going through housekeeping and stuff from scratch. I have a sneaking suspicion that part of the problem might be that my phone needed a restart. I haven't given it one, but it's being a bit weird. So let me see if I can open it up again. Posts, videos, in fact, is what I want. Anyway, we're back. As I say, I'm not convinced that the signal is going to be fantastic. Oh, let me turn the volume off there. Ooh, actually, it doesn't look too frightening for a change. Normally, when I do Facebook Live off the webcam, it's not a great signal. It may just be when it's uploaded. Anyway, okay, so I think I'm going to kind of can the first bit. I might see if I can splice them together, but it might look a bit odd. So we were about to work on the ridiculously awesome stamp set. With the Forever Flowers paper. I'm going to not even bother looking at my phone because it's doing my head in. Let me find somewhere to put it, because normally I put it where my laptop now is. So all I've done so far is that, which I have heat embossed. Just doing the quick bit of housekeeping. So if you're back with me live, there is a live button in the top, left-hand corner. I see it mirrored, is all I'm saying. So this is really blown my mind. So yes, if you don't see a live somewhere up here, that's because you're on a replay. If you're on YouTube, it's a replay, and it's Tuesday the 30th of June, and it's at about 20 to 12, even though it was supposed to start at 11. Hey ho. So do remember that if you share the video, this one, and type shared, then you get a chance to win the gift for today, which I will show you in a bit. And now I'm going to flip the camera around and see if we can actually get some crafting done. So bear with me, because you have to go up to the ceiling and then rotate down. You're going to see a different view than normal because it's a different... You're going to see more as well. Now, it's supposed to have a fixed focus, this camera, but I did have some comments when I last tried this, which is why I went back to the phone, to say that it was trying to focus. So, sorry if it is. Anyway, so I have heat embossed that with white embossing powder. And now I just need my scissors, which are there. And I'm going to, this is, you will remember the mat that we're going to use for our card. So I'm going to roughly cut it out. And in case you have forgotten, because it was a while ago, this is the card we're making. We're just doing it in a different colourway. You've got to love it, haven't you? There's part of me that actually says I'm going to not do Facebook Live and go straight onto YouTube. I think I can then share from YouTube back onto Facebook, and that may be more stable. But I don't know. I haven't quite made up my mind yet. I know I catch different people if I'm on YouTube, because I've got some customers who don't do Facebook. And until I started doing this as a business, I didn't do Facebook. I've just realised I'm not seeing the latest comments. I should be now. Hello, Nora. I'm glad it's good at your end, Jackie. Hopefully it will continue to be so. This is supposed to be an HD fixed focus camera. It is, you will possibly remember, my third try at getting a webcam. I've kind of given up now. Though I think there are only so many times you can return a webcam to Amazon before they start getting a little concerned that you're buying and returning all the time. And as I say, this is supposed to be a fixed focus camera, so we're not supposed to get weird focusing issues. What I can see looks fine, but I'm not convinced that what I can see is necessarily what you guys can see. So this is just a kind of rough, fussy cut. There's no rhyme or reason to why I'm going where I'm going, really. You know me, though. I like a bit of fussy cutting, and it wouldn't be me without a bit of fussy cutting. We've got, in the new August-December mini, hi B, in the new August-December mini, we've got some word dies with shadows. So you can cut out the word and 2 mats to go with them. Just saying. Lots of lovely stuff to come. And I think I may have said this, but today is the last day that you can get the free bundle when you join. So if you're thinking about it, please don't think much longer, because 10:30 this evening, UK time, 11:30 Europe time, is the end of the promotion. Right, so I'd already fussy cut this from the offcut of my designer series paper. And I'm just going to add some adhesive to the back of my paper, and I'm going to use our lovely new seal. Now, I am going to put down a bit more than I would normally put down, purely because I heat embossed
out of the centre. Thank you, Audrey. I've heat embossed out of the centre of the mat, so the mat is a little bit wibbly, so I want everything to be as attached as possible. Wibbly is obviously a technical phrase. I've got fluff as well. If you could have seen the madness that was my room while I was trying to get set up with my webcam. My webcam lives over the other side of my room. I mean, like literally, ooh, it's weird. Literally over there. So does my laptop, and it's all fed through. Hi, Jan, you found us. It's all fed through my desk. I have a standing desk, and all the wiring feeds down into it, which means when you want to move my laptop, you have to kind of take my whole study to pieces. So I've got wires flying everywhere now. Anyway, a half sheet of A4, scored and burnished. Now, I know I've said this before, but you can get 2 card bases out of any size paper. So whether you're in America using 8.5 by 11 or whether you're anywhere else in the world using A4, you can either cut it long and thin or you can cut it short and fat. But until I move my hands. Thanks, Audrey, that's helpful. I'll try not to move my hands too much. So yes, if you do it long and thin or short and fat, you still get, if you cut it in half, 2 cards. But if you cut it short and fat, you're cutting it, so this way, you're cutting it on the grain. So when you fold it, even if you haven't scored, you'll get a crisp fold. Whereas if you go long and thin, like I do, if you try and fold it without having scored, you could get a rather rumpled bit here. I'm going to try very hard, Audrey, to move my hands as little as possible, but don't hold your breath. Anywho, liquid adhesive. I'm now being very conscious of the fact that if I move my hands, I need to do it not on camera. Now I am going to do more adhesive than I would normally do for the same reason, that we are looking at a piece of card that has been heat embossed, so is a little warped, not a huge amount. You see, what I can see, it looks fine when I move my hands, so it's really annoying. Let me see if I can bring in my phone and see. I'll have it sort of down to one side whilst I'm doing stuff. Right. Oh, I don't know why I threw that away because I still need it. So I'm going to stick this to this before I then put dimensionals on the back. So just a thin line of adhesive and videos, and this is going to go on to this like that. And I've got glue everywhere now. It's because I'm trying to do 2 things at once. So dimensionals on the back. Now, because this is paper at this end, I'm going to use a reasonable number because paper is obviously not as robust. So my phone is now not doing anything. Sorry, I'm just trying to see if I can see me and see me, if you see what I mean, so that I can see the quality that you see. It seems to be, my phone is now doing what I want it to do, so that's fine. Right, okay, so let's take off the dimensionals. Yes, quite, Karen, again and again and again. There was one you never actually saw, I think, because this is my 4th. You couldn't make it up. My stress levels are so low as well. Can't imagine why. Right, so turn this over and make sure it's the right way up and just pop that down there. And then the only other thing I have to do is put on some rhinestones. Now, interestingly, and maybe it's settled now, even though I was moving my hands, the focus was okay. So, fingers crossed, the focus is okay. Certainly on my phone. I've only got my phone on a very small screen. So I'm just going to pop, guess how many? 3. When did I ever do anything stranger than 3? Just 3 rhinestones just to frame that. And that is our first card. Woohoo! I have to say, I think it's just as well I prepared, otherwise I would have been going in a complete meltdown. So that's number 1. So let's clear that away and go for number 2. We may stop at 2 because I haven't, my number 3 is actually a, this is what we're going to be doing. My number 3 is a make it up as you go along, which is not always a great idea. Now this uses the Walk in the Woods stamp set, which is this one. Karen, I so nearly did give up. I actually typed, I'm going to give up, I'll just record it and post it in the thing, and I actually typed it and then thought, don't be a wuss. So yes, so very close is all I can say. Right, Walk in the Woods is on page 134 of the 2020-2021 catalogue. So it's this one here. It's red rubber and it's so cute. I haven't yet mastered colouring the hedgehog, I would say. I have tried a couple of times. Thank you, Anne. I'm so pleased that the focus is okay at your end. Maybe the one that went a bit doolally was just one of those ones that occasionally goes doolally. Right, I have prepped some card. So let's get rid of that. I'm using 2 stamps, but I'm going to start with just the one. So that's where I'm starting. I've got Sahara Sand, Basic Black, and then the strip of Whisper White. And I need my stamp, of course, always a good idea, which just, and I mean just, fits on a D block. One of the things to just bear in mind when you are mounting your stamps is that with red rubber you can get away a little with it being slightly sorry, I've just seen Audrey's comment and I've just realised what she was saying. So yes, you can just about get away with red rubber hanging off the edge, but not photopolymer to the same degree anyway. So let me ink up my stamp with Memento because we are going to be using blends. So fingers crossed this stamp's okay. Yay! Okay, something's going right today. Right, pop that with the others to clean. Now I have got 1 or 2 blends, just 1 or 2. And one of them will be a bit of a surprise, I think. Oops. So, just a few. Don't need those for the moment. So, I'm going to pop them to one side for now. Trying not to drop them on the floor, which is what I was nearly doing. I'm just going to pop my card up there so I can copy it. So, toadstools or mushrooms, depending on how you look at them. The one that's going to be a surprise is this one. This is the ivory one. So I'm going to be using that for the stalks. but most of what I'm going to be doing on the top is going to be Poppy Parade and Pumpkin Pie, with a little bit of cherry cobbler thrown in for good measure. So we'll get rid of the other ones for the moment, so I have a reasonably clear working area. So I'm going to start up here with Poppy Parade. A few, yeah, just a few. I have the full set, Audrey, so this is just a few. So I'm going to start with Poppy Parade and just lay down some light Poppy Parade, because that's my kind of background, if you like. Then I'm going to come in with a little bit of the light Pumpkin Pie, and that will help lift some of that Poppy Parade out, but not completely. So this is where I want it to be a bit lighter. And then I've got my dark Poppy Parade, where I can come in with a bit of shading. Still leaving a bit of the light Poppy Parade there on its own. Red for danger, i.e. fungi, absolutely. And then blend that in a bit. And now I'm going to come in with my light. I think I might actually need the dark cherry cobbler. Yeah, I want the dark cherry cobbler. So I'm just going to put some random dots, and basically these aren't dots, they're just a bit of shading. And then come in with my dark Poppy Parade and just blend those out a bit, so that I will bring this up to the camera in a moment, but it just means you've not got a flat colour, because a flat colour can be, thank you Karen for sharing, a flat colour can be just a bit too flat, surprisingly. Dark Pumpkin Pie, just to get that blended in a bit better, and then a bit more light Poppy Parade. And that is basically our first top of the poppy done. Let me see if I can bring this up with some light on it. I don't know if you can see the dots. I will have close-ups on my... I'm trying to move slowly so that it doesn't go mad. I will have close-ups on my blog post, which will go live with this. I think Thursday I'm going live with this. So again, I'm repeating the same thing. Poppy Parade, I don't mind that I've gone outside the line, because the lines are sketchy anyway. So this is actually an ideal moment to go outside the line if you want to. So this is where, if you're watching on YouTube, I would be saying, do remember to subscribe to my YouTube channel, which is in the bottom right hand corner. I remember those bits. So that was dark Poppy Parade. This is dark Pumpkin Pie again. And then some light Pumpkin Pie. Just there. And again, I'm going to come in with my dark cherry cobbler. Mother Nature's absolutely, that's my excuse and I'm sticking to it. Mother Nature absolutely is not perfect. Just as well, frankly. And dark Poppy Parade again, just to blend those cherry cobbler splodges in, and it just gives a bit of texture. Right, now this one we're doing slightly differently because it's lighter. I don't know why I've decided it's lighter, probably because it was lighter in the image in the catalogue. So light Pumpkin Pie as my base colour. And I would say the tops of the toadstools are what took me the longest. Everything else was much quicker. Light Poppy Parade, rather. Oh, that's Dark Poppy Parade. Okay, one strip of Dark Poppy Parade, and then we'll go over to Light Poppy Parade. It's fine, that just adds to the shading. And then no, wrong one, Dark Pumpkin Pie. I want this to kind of curve a bit. And then we can come back in with some more light, just to blend that join out. And now I'm going to come in with Dark Poppy Parade to add my texture. And you'll notice I'm using the bullet end for this. And then I'm going to come over with my Dark Pumpkin Pie. Just to blend that out a bit. And then some Light Pumpkin Pie. Every time I watch you use your blends, I'm tempted to do something with yours. Well, Audrey, maybe that's what you need to be doing, because I know you're a bit mojo-less at the moment. So maybe playing with something that you don't normally play with will be better. I don't know. Right, okay, so I'm going to stop fiddling with the tops. I've got grey granite for my grey, because I think smoky slate is too, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not got the warmth that grey granite has. So this is my dark grey granite, and I'm really just, I'm not doing much with it other than just fill in the lines. So that's the underside of the toadstools. And then this is where, no, it's over there. This is where I'm going to do the ivory. So I'm going to start with an ivory base, then I'm going to come in with some shading, and then I will come back to do more with my base. Now, for me, this toadstool stalk is going behind the one in front. It's not obvious, but it kind of, if you follow the line down, for me it looks like it is. This is not the edge of the stalk, otherwise it's got a very, very spindly stalk. And I'm not going too far down because we've then got the greenery. But again, that is not the line of the stalk. If I follow the line, I'll use the bullet end. If I follow the line, so I'm on this line, there is the edge of the stalk. So once you get to the bottom of the small toadstool, it's all stalk. That's my theory anyway, and I'm sticking to it. So that's that. Now we can come in and do some shading, and I'm doing the shading again with the dark grey granite. So we're going to have some shadow. So the light's sort of coming in from the top left, so the shadow will also be top left. So let's add some shadow. And again, some shadow. And then just add some marks. Now I think there probably will be a bit of shadow there as well. I don't know why, but I do. And that obviously is shaded. That is shaded. That is shaded. That is shaded. So a bit of what some of the Americans would call a hot mess. But come back in with your ivory, and your hot mess starts making a bit more sense. So just blend it all out, and as I say, your hot mess with lots of solid lines will disappear. If you've got any very stubborn areas, so I've got a stubborn area just there, I tend to then get the bullet end out because you can press harder, which means you can get more of the ink out, and it will help lighten. So those are my toadstools. Now the grass is so quick, just as well because it's already 12:05. So these I have to read very carefully. This is the light old olive, don't need that, and I'm just going to go scribbling. So I'm going to turn it upside down for the moment because all I'm going to do is scribble, and I do mean scribble, and it's just a scribble. It is nothing more exciting than a scribble. Then I'm going to take my dark old olive. The reason I'm reading is because I've got Mossy Meadow as well, and I do get these three kind of muddled up. So dark old olive, I said, what didn't I? So I'm going to add a little bit more scribble just in a few of the areas where it's a bit darker, and then come back in with the light. Thank you, Margaret. Very realistic. Thank you, Audrey, for saying they are realistic stalks. It's the ivory. It's, yeah. Crumb cake is the wrong colour. Ivory is pretty good for mushroom stalk. It's got that slightly pinker tone where petal pink would be wrong. Right, now this is where I start having fun, because on the other end, this is hopefully light Mossy Meadow, which it is, and I'm literally, it's a very light touch. I want that stripe that you get, or the point that you get when you flick, and I am definitely going over areas that have got mushroom. And I'm really not being terribly careful. It's grass, you know, it's going to do what it's going to do. Let's have a little bit more out here, and a little bit more out here, and again a bit of a hot mess. And the thin end, whoops, the thin end of your Mossy Meadow, if I can get my thin end out of the, sometimes they just don't want to come out of the lid. So the thin end of my Mossy Meadow, and just add some texture. And again, I'm letting the pen do the point, because even with the bullet end, you're going to get a bit of a point. And there we go. So as simple as that. Oh, can't get the lid back on now. There we go. So that's all our blending work done. I need a sentiment and I need a matte, and I need a matte for the sentiment as well. So I'm going to stamp the sentiment first, which is from the same set. There are actually some really nice sentiments in here. So wishing you every kind of wonderful, everything will be okay, the adventure begins, the world needs more of what you are, thanks for being marvellous, and I'm lost without you. So some really nice little sentiments, slightly unusual. Let me grab a B block. My scrap is roughly 3/4 of an inch wide, but it is just a scrap. And There we go. So that's that stamped. And Audrey, it's having the courage of your convictions to do that feathering. It's one of those, you just have to try. This is where, if it goes wrong, what have you lost? A tiny bit of card. So yeah, it's just give it a go and see what happens. Right, now this could work or it may not. We're going to work on the premise that most things have gone wrong this morning, so why should this go right? I'm going to stick this onto my mat with a tiny bit of seal. Now I actually like seal for a whole host of reasons, but I will share one in a moment. Actually, I'm going to come down a bit. So this is the mat that I'm going to use for the front of my card. That's not straight. Let's get it straight. That's better. So this is either going to work or it's not. Hi Barbara. It's really not warm here today. It's freezing cold. So I'm going to line this up with the edge of my mat, this mat, at the edge of my trimmer. And I'm not going to put my blade down until I'm quite close. And then I'm going to stop there. Now, can you see that there's this line here on the trimmer blade? That is where it starts and stops cutting. So just here. Same with the scoring blade. So again, I'm going to line up the edge of my mat with the edge of the runner, the gap. And you can actually feel the point at which you cross the line you've already cut. It kind of just feels different. And then this is really just to say you don't have to use a whole piece of card for one of your mats. It's called gutting. I do this quite a lot, particularly for metallics. So foils, you know, if you're using a foil for the whole of the front of the card. Okay, there we are. So pop that away. So there we have a beautiful, just big enough mat. This is why I like seal. Twist it and it comes off. I mean, it's one of the reasons I like seal. Actually, I'm going to use it onto the black because it's such a small edge. So just run my seal round the edge of the black. Probably don't need this much. And of course the trick is now to get it back where you got it from. This is a square of white cardstock, so theoretically I should have cut a square of black. There we go. Press from the back. So I'm going to stick that to the front of my card in a moment because I've just realised something I haven't done. So this is my card front, and what I haven't done is, because I buried it, we are going to use the birch, which was a carryover, to get some texture in the background. This is stuck on the inside of my case. I mean, it's not stuck permanently, but I've got the label on. So there's no reason to take it out because my hands aren't big enough to pick it up anyway. So I won't bother picking it up. So inked up with Sahara Sand ink, and this is a Sahara Sand matte, and I'm just going to drop it and then run my hand over the back. You can use a block to do this. but this is not a precise stamp, so it doesn't matter too much if you don't pick all the ink up. And then I'm going to flip it over, so this is the kind of knot area. I'm going to flip it over and pop it back onto roughly the same spot and just have another go, because that adds to the texture. It won't lift up very much ink because this has obviously been down for quite a while. But hi Baz, you're back. But there is, I can see, you probably can't, but I can see that there is, it's just killed off the blankness of the Sahara sand just a little bit. And then just clean off your stamp, and you don't even have to worry about putting a block away because you haven't used one. But as I say, you can use a block to rub over the back, so you could take something like your was it G block and rub over the back that way, but hands work just as well. So that is that. This now needs to go onto here, and you can see that there is enough room because of the way we've done it. I'm going to be brave and use a little bit of glue, and the reason I say be brave is because the sides are going to be quite interesting to get the glue in exactly the right place. So I'm just going to run a little bit just along the edge of that hole, and particularly because this is card on card, it's not going to be obvious. And we're then going to cover up a lot of it anyway with the image that we've just coloured. And you know what I'm going to do, I'm going to flip it over and press from the back. Right, so that's that. We do need a small piece of card for our greeting. So Q, small piece of card. And some more seal. And you can see this is just a, oops, just an offcut. And again, I'm going to go for a very narrow edge. And again, I'm going to bring in my chopper. And I'm going to go that way. Gosh, that was almost straight. So again, very narrow edge for our sentiment. Bring in our Hujima flip, toadstools, and black dimensionals. New packet of black dimensionals, woo! And one in the middle. But I do have an old packet as well, because for this I just want a couple of edge pieces. I found my sticky scissors. Still haven't found the top to my take your pick, but never mind. I think I know where it is. I think it's fallen down the back of my desk, which means it's lost forever because I've got a chest of drawers under my desk and it's full of card. Will they ever say? I don't know. I don't know, Barbara. It was available to demonstrators in December, and then it was only available if you joined Stamping Up. So it was part of the joining up offer during Celebration. So I don't know, I'm afraid, and I know it's really rotten of me to use it, but I've got it and I like it and I'm going to use it. So take these off. And I am just going to run a tiny bit of adhesive there. Oop, and I've just realised something. I need to stick this to my card before I stick that to my card, because I want it lining up over the edge of my mat. And again, press from the back. Good grief. Sorry, I'm just reading Audrey's comment, which, for the sake of those on YouTube who won't see it, her son was electrocuted by high voltage at work. He's a wind turbine engineer. He was in the Burns unit for 6 hours. Oh, in a Burns unit that's 6 hours one way from them. Yeah, well, yes, whichever he needs. He needs lots of get well cards. Good grief. Anyway, so there we go. So one and t'other. I got a bit more texture on this, I think. But anyway, so that's those. As it's now nearly 12:25, I think we'll do a quick recap on what we have done, and then we'll do some prizes. So we've done that card and this card. First, so they go that way around actually. So these were the ones I prepared. These were the ones we made together. Prizes. So the prize that will be drawn in 2 weeks, and this is one that's gone back into the prize pot because it wasn't claimed, is the Poppy Parade textured weave, which, dare I say, will go really nicely with this, possibly not on this background, but we don't have, certainly at the moment, and I can't remember if we've got any coming in the new catalogue, we don't have any Poppy Parade ribbon. So yeah, if you want to get your hands on some Poppy Parade ribbon, that will be the prize for 2 weeks from now. I've drawn, and I think it's gone live on my website, not my website, on my Facebook business page. I've drawn the winner of the Country Floral 3D embossing folder, and it was Margaret Muir, who was here. I don't know if she's come back, but anyway. So Margaret, just let me know that I've got your current address correct. I don't think you've moved, but if you could just confirm that for me, I can get that off in the post to you. And I still need to post, but I do now have the addresses for the last 2 weeks, which was Jane Peters. Last week's video was the prize was Rise and Shine, so if you haven't shared that yet, please do. Thank you, Audrey. Thank you, Nora. Thank you, Danette. So yes, this is the prize that I will draw next week, and then this will be the prize I draw in 2 weeks' time. So do remember that if you share both, Margaret, you're here! Hurrah! I love it when the winner's actually here. So yes, Margaret, just confirm that you haven't moved recently, and then I know I've got your address. I'm going to the post office hopefully today, so if you can just put a message up to say you haven't moved, that'd be great. Sorry about all the faffle. If this goes okay on YouTube, I may stick with using the webcam, because it doesn't drop out. It's hardwired into the Wi-Fi. So I'll see what it looks like on YouTube, and we'll try again next week. Thank you very, very much for joining me. Do remember that if you share the video here and on YouTube, you get 2 entries. And I'm using the Wheel of Names rather than popping everything into a pot. It's just a bit of fun. So I'm going to have that going live again at about the same time as this event. And that way it kind of all coincides. I have to say, I'm looking at these live, and I'm looking at them on the screen, and they actually look okay, which may sound a bit of a surprise, but anyway, there we are. So this will go up on Thursday on YouTube, so if you want to share it from YouTube as well, do remember that you will get 2 entries if you do. Wherever you are in the world, if you are not a demonstrator and would like to be a demonstrator, and by demonstrator I mean someone who gets 20% off their orders, who gets stamping rewards still, who gets to order things early, etc., etc. I don't mean doing what I'm doing necessarily unless you want to. You only have today, and if you're in the in South Pacific tonight, which isn't long, then join before the end of June, because in July you won't get a free bundle on top. So wherever you are, if you are not a demonstrator, this is the moment to join. You'll then be able to order stuff from the new catalogue that comes out for us tomorrow, and for customers in August, you'll get that at a discount. You will also get to order the new stamp emboss die cut and embossing machine early and at a discount. So just saying, don't miss out. I have recruited a number of customers this month, and one in particular was staggered that she got stamping rewards as well. I will leave it at that. Thank you very much indeed, and I will see you again next week. Fingers crossed, touching wood. Thank you very much. I shall now try and finish the video, end live video.